Hello everyone again. We will slowly start our event today, and I'm very happy to welcome you. My name is Lisa, and I represent today the German platform for the reconstruction of Ukraine. For those who are maybe for the first time at our event, I will shortly tell a few words about the platform. It's a federal government initiative that brings together German non-state organizations across different sectors and who want to support Ukrainians' recovery. And the platform offers a shared space for information exchange and networking across different thematic areas, such as inclusion, municipal reconstruction, sustainable reconstruction, economy, energy, transparency, and good governance. And today we have a very interesting topic. And today, could you please come to the previous slide? Thank you very much. And today it's a part of our series Cities and Regions in Focus, and it is an event series that we have started last year. We have already spoken about Kharkiv, Mykolaiv, Dnipro, Odessa, Kiev, and Kherson. And today is our seventh city or region. It's Zaporizhzhia. And the goal of today's event is to create a space for open networking among experts and to highlight why sustained cooperation remains essential to Ukrainians' recovery. And as you all know, Zaporizhzhia is located along the Dnipro River in southeastern part of Ukraine. The region is home to some of the country's most significant industrial areas. And despite the fact that a big part of Zaporizhzhia region is now has been under Russian occupation, yet the city of Zaporizhzhia and the region itself continues to function. A frontline hub where resilience and reconstruction are already taking place in parallel with an active war. And we would love to take an overview who is with us today. And we have a very diverse sectors of today. More than 40% are from civil societies, with 13% of implementing organization, more than 10% of private sectors, and also 8% of foundations, and 86% from governmental and municipal location, and 6% of science and research, and 4% from other sectors today. And we would love to show you agenda today. We have now in our introduction part, and today we will have a lot of participants presenting about city and partnership and municipal practices, as well as project in economic cooperation and civil society and humanitarian projects in the region. At the end, we will have a short evaluation about this session, and also we would to remind you about our mapping and network offers at the end of today's session. So we would love to show you a little bit more who will present today, which participants from each sector. Today we will have from city and partnerships and municipal practices 4 representatives, 1 from Germany and 3 of Zaporizhzhia and the region. And in the next sector, economic cooperation, we will have 2 representatives, and from civil society and humanitarian projects, we will have many different projects today. An organization, as you have seen in the previous slides, civil society is a very big part of us today, and in general, a big player in Ukrainian reconstruction. So I suggest that we will start with our first block with city and partnership and municipal practice. And Zaporizhzhia holds a very special place in German-Ukrainian cooperation. I have even heard that it's one of the best practices in this cooperation. And the city maintains long-standing twin city relationships with 2 German municipalities. It's Oberhausen and Magdeburg, whose solidarity has turned into very practical and very effective support. And I heard that a few days ago, the British delegation returned from Oberhausen, or even today, and can share their experience from the first hand. And at the beginning, I would love to welcome our first speaker today. Marc Grunenberg from City Oberhausen from Department Interculture Office, which will share insights of long-standing city partnership with Zaporizhzhia from the German perspective.
Hello, can you hear me well? Okay.
Yes,
perfect.
we can hear you.
So I close our camera because our network is not working really well at the moment, and maybe it's better that you can understand us. So I'm not alone in my office. Next to me is my dear colleague from Saporischschja, Miss Stashchuk, because actually we have a very important time for our twinship, because on this week our twinship has anniversary. We have 40th anniversary.
This day, even right?
This day, yeah, is the 40th anniversary of our city twinship, and on Monday we renewed our cooperation agreement in our city council with 100% support of all parties. And it was very emotional, and also the mayor of Zaporizhzhia, Ms. Regina Chajka, was part of this celebration, and we are very happy that we are now part of this conference together. So we have the chance now to take part from Oberhausen with both partners, and. Maybe I can tell a little bit about the actual situation of our cooperation during the last 40 years. Maybe the main topic of the cooperation was in cultural segment, in exchange of groups, of youth groups, of artists, and things like that. And of course, with the beginning of the war against the Ukraine, it changed a little bit. So we try to support our partners in the Ukraine as well as we can. So, of course, our options as a German city with a limited budget are limited, but there is a huge support from GIZ, from Engagement Global, and especially from our governmental institutions. We try to use every chance we have to support our partners. And maybe I will give the word to Ina. Maybe she can tell us her impressions.
Okay. I'm glad to greet everyone from here, from Oberhausen. This is quite symbolic that we are talking about German-Ukrainian partnerships from this city. And what I would like to emphasize is that this partnership between Zaporizhzhia and Oberhausen, it goes way beyond the formal declaration. It is actually about the friendship as it is between the cities, between the people. And I think this is the main factor of success of our projects, because that winning cooperation, it is not about project, it is not about humanitarian supplies. It is actually about these connections between people, and how we share values, how we see these things and have some similarities, see these similarities in each other, and more interested, more invested to support these projects and everything. So thanks to these connections that are 40 years with Oberhausen now, thanks to that we have connections between NGOs, between charities, between people in municipalities, we can do much better things together, like attracting funds, supporting people during the war, improving our municipal services, and it would be not possible or quite difficult to achieve alone without partners. So it's really what I meant to say, that this cooperation is a great work of many people, and this human thing is really the most important in all these official municipal partnerships.
Thank you very much for sharing your experience, and congratulations with your anniversary to you and to all colleagues from Oberhausen and from Zaporizhzhia. And it's very symbolic that we have our session exactly today, such an important day for both cities. Then I would, do you want to say something more, or have you finished with your part?
I just don't know if we have 3 minutes or we have 6 minutes, because we are two together, two in one.
So if you want, you can still share a few sentences
about
cooperation.
I'd say that people, is one of the key factors of success, but the second was this agreed strategy with the German partners, because we work in constant communication and coordination, and this is an ongoing dialogue in which we, as a city council, the city as a municipality, we know better current needs of our community, and we can process them, prioritize them, explain them to our partners in Germany, in Oberhausen and Magdeburg. And then together we are looking for a possible solution. So we agree on this solution, on the strategy, how to address the current need, and then our partners in Oberhausen or Magdeburg, they are looking for resources, opportunities to implement this solution, and it is ongoing. Communication built on trust, on respect, and on deeply exploring these needs and explaining them to the partners, because sometimes they are not quite as well understood from abroad as it is relevant for us. For example, trying to explain why do we need every winter to equip our points of invincibility, or why do we need municipal buses, or why do we need old ambulances or anything. So this agreed strategy built on trust and information, knowing the needs, is I think the second factor of success for our partnerships.
Thank you very much. And then I would love to introduce our next speaker. It's head of Department of External Relations and Foreign Economic Activity in Zaporizhzhia, Regional State Administration, Artur Boyko, which will share the current situation in the city and existing cooperation programs. I think it would be very nice additional information to already said.
Hello, dear partners, dear friends, dear colleagues. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude for such meeting, and it's really important to make our connections and our relations closer. Now, the Zaporizhzhia region is in process of establishing a formal cooperation with Saxony-Anhalt, because our city, Zaporizhzhia, is in long-term cooperation with Magdeburg, central city of Saxony-Anhalt, for many years. And now, next week, the local authorities of Saxony-Anhalt will adopt, I hope that will adopt the project of our joint memorandum of cooperation that will formally stress the cooperation between Zaporizhzhia region as a regional and the Saxony-Anhalt. So our cooperation is based not on needs, not on the desire to receive some assistance for the Zaporizhzhia region, but on our joint interests with the regions of foreign countries. And the same situation is with the regions of Germany. We know that we have expertise and experience in many areas, many spheres, and that expertise and experience can be used in other countries. This is why we want to share that experience. First of all, we stressed few directions in which we can cooperate. First is healthcare. Our doctors have experience in reacting to huge number of patients coming in one time because of the closeness to the front line. And we have experience how to manage hospitals in times of crisis. And we want to share that experience. We want to share experience of trauma, and our doctors are ready to go to other countries and to show that. The second one, second direction is energy sustainability. Zaporizhzhia region is one of the most effective regions in overcoming the energy crises in Ukraine. The longest blackout that we had in Zaporizhzhia was only 6 hours this winter. And comparing to Kiev, comparing to Dnipro, it was really a short period of time. Why? Because we did a lot of preliminary work to overcome that blackout and to make everything possible to supply electricity to water supply stations, to heating supply stations. And now we can share that experience. And the third area that we want to cooperate is education. Our universities, our higher educational institutions are ready to share how to work in the conditions of full-scale invasion, first, because we are one of the leaders in building of underground schools, protected underground schools, and we are one of the leaders in provision of new education, which is connected with new technologies such as drones, such as artificial intelligence, and our colleagues in Germany are expressed their desire to know more about that technologies and how we changed our educational system in times of full-scale invasion. And I want to also say that we would not be able to do everything above mentioned without support of our German partners. Without support of GIZ, without support of THW, because thanks to their support, we are able to focus on the defense, we're able to focus on education, on healthcare, on energy sustainability, because we have additional resources, not only financial, but also technical resources. And I believe that our experience also can be used in Germany, and we are ready to share it. And thank you once again for all of your support. Thank you.
Thank you very much for a very inspiring experience, and I think it's very important that your collaboration is about joint interests, and I wish you a lot of luck in this cooperation between regions, not only the city, but the whole regions. And we would love to invite the next speaker, a representative from Zaporizhzhia city, Stashchuk, head of International Cooperation Department of Zaporizhzhia City Development Institute, or maybe some of your colleagues are here.
I think we probably had already our, we talked together with Oberhausen, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I can continue, but if, because we have many projects, I would like to hear. Yeah, this is right, this official delegation visit, so I'm still here, and I could tell about the projects that we have ongoing, or we can give this time to other speakers.
You had already sent us a presentation. Maybe you want to say a few words during the presentation.
Okay, yeah.
Some additional information which you haven't shared before.
Yeah, I could comment on the most successful cases that we have, because like I already explained, this strategy of learning the needs of the community, communicating them, searching for resources. together with the partners. So this is an actually working strategy that resulted in very important projects for Zaporizhzhia city. It is, I think, thanks to the help of the GIZ and Engagement Global, we already received more than 10 vehicles for social workers and different city entities. And one of the key successes, I think you can, you could show next slides. I won't comment them step by step, but you could read these cases. So thanks, for example, to the GIZ support and applying for their program, we have received already 3 vehicles to provide, to launch this service of the social taxi. And it is a very popular one in Zaporizhzhia because it helps people to be mobile across the city, to move to social institution, to receive some services from the city in a quicker and safer way. My most appreciated projects that I am very proud of are those that we implemented together with Oberhausen for our city hospitals. This was, we could achieve this thanks to the funding mechanisms from Engagement Global. And this is very precious rehabilitation and medical equipment. And one of our biggest wins is, and most recent wins, is a modern computer tomograph scanner that we purchased with Oberhausen for our city hospital. But this cooperation is not only about cars and equipment, it is also about people, about training camps and summer camps for children. This is the project the City Council has been implementing since 2023 together with the twin cities, including Magdeburg and Oberhausen, and each year children from Zaporizhzhia goes, I think we, each year around 100 people have this opportunity to go to a safe city and have a proper summer rest and recovery from this whole war situation. Please, next slides. I don't remember what we have on them, but yeah, this is what we received also from Magdeburg, because they are also our very, very precious, valuable friends. These are also projects, exchanges between the universities and cultural institutions, connections between the libraries. We donated a Ukrainian shelf books to Magdeburg Library, so they have the Ukrainian space there. And such projects that are not about some hard material things, but about culture and education and conversations between people are also very important to build links between the cities. These are just our some other partners from Germany. So Blau-Gelbes-Kreuz always helps the city. Of course, their agencies, governmental agencies help. So this is really the valuable support for the city, because a frontline community with limited resources just can't do it on its own without this international support. Thanks.
And thank you very much, not only for speaking, but also for showing the examples of your cooperation. And also today we have a listener, Blau-Gelbes-Kreuz. Unfortunately, they couldn't present today as they're on a way from Ukraine, but we will provide their presentation after the event and you could get to know them better. And I would love to introduce our next speaker, Denis Korotenko, mayor of Shyroke village, who will continue our session and present a bilateral cooperation with German partners.
Hello, dear colleagues and partners from both Ukraine and Germany. My name is Denis Korotenko. I am mayor of the Shyroke community. Our partnership with Germany has become essential to our resilience, from emergency response and civil protection to the delivery of inclusive social services and sustainable development. Our recent cooperation with German partners has focused on civil security. We are grateful for the tangible support that has empowered us. Let me name the brightest examples. We develop volunteer fire brigades in the community, and this practice is widespread and proved its effectiveness in Germany. Thanks to the support of Technisches Hilfswerk, volunteers of fire brigade on the basis of a local agricultural enterprise have received specialized training. The training managed to transfer expertise that now allows the responders to operate confidently. Moreover, we are thankful to Libinau, a town in the district of Kassel, for the donation of a fire truck. This is a great empowerment for the safety center, our safety center, facility to host together various emergency response services, which we are about to open. We are also strengthening our strategic connection. At the Resilience Forum in Germany, I networked with government and civil society leaders in the fields of security, energy efficiency, and emergency response. These partnerships are vital for our community and for our progress. We believe the greatest potential lies in sustainable long-term municipal partnerships. Currently, we are actively looking for a German sister city. We seek a partnership of equals where we can exchange experience in developing the best security and emergency response solutions, implementing green recovery and sustainable energy solutions. Our community is a community of action. We have the administrative capacity, the transparency evidenced by our active engagement with the DREAM platform, and most importantly, the political will to be a reliable and proactive partner. We invite representatives of German municipalities and organizations here today to reach out. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation, and I think a German municipality will be very happy to work with you and to cooperate with you. And beyond municipal cooperation, Zaporizhzhia has formalized broader cooperations. We have already seen different partners with German development actors through different joint initiatives. And I would love to welcome our next speaker today, Yevgen Losyev, advisor in GZ Ukraine, which is represented as a project supporting resilient cities and reconstruction in Ukraine today. Again, I think your micro is muted.
Sorry, I had a trouble with activating my micro. Apologies. Well, I'm happy to welcome all partners and colleagues during today's online session. My name is Yevgen. I'm representing the project of Strengthening Urban Resilience in Ukraine. Short project name is SUR. And I'm happy to see our old partners and probably our new partners as well. Several projects of GIZ are implementing activities in the city of Zaporizhzhia, and our project is commissioned by the German Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development and implemented by GIZ as a part of the German Transitional Development Assistance. The story of cooperation between GIZ and the city of Zaporizhzhia was established long ago. More than 10 years ago, we built first modular settlement. It was in February 2015, and this facility can accommodate 500 internally displaced persons and is still in use. The project is focusing on strengthening resilience in different dimensions, and given the constant enemy attacks on energy sector, our main focus in Zaporizhzhia was on the decentralization of the heat supply infrastructure. And with the support of GIZ, there are a few initiatives which are being implemented or have been completed in terms of increasing resilience of the energy sector. Within Winter Aid program of German government, there were supplied several units of combined heat and power plants of total capacity of 4.2 megawatt, which is a significant generation capacity. And this equipment is securing uninterrupted operation of the city boiler houses during power outages. Also, GIZ is supporting municipal energy company with installation of special protective concrete structures, T-shaped walls, to ensure the safety of critical infrastructure and protecting them from kinetic damage and destruction. Another support measure, which is being implemented, is procurement of specific equipment for the power grids, and specifically the frequency converters. This equipment is designed to secure safe operation of electrical equipment at boiler houses, and it regulates the network load and allows more energy sustainable and more energy efficient operation of the boiler houses. Also, energy equipment is supplied for the transit centers for people evacuated from the frontline areas. There are 2 transit centers in Zaporizhzhia which we support. One transit center is established in the geriatric house in Zaporizhzhia. The facility hosts elderly and low mobility people. And the second facility which we support is the neuropsychiatric center in the village of Zoryane, which hosts the patients with physical disabilities and mental disorders. And these also patients from which are relocated from the frontline areas. The delivery of goods for the transit centers is on the way, and we expect the equipment to arrive at destinations in coming weeks. Apart from energy sector, we also support our partners in Zaporizhzhia in resilience planning, and in 2025, together with the City Council and City Development Institute, there was developed the urban resilience concept. It was a pilot program which frames the principle of resilient urban development and frame them into the urban planning documentation. When we did that in 2025, it was not a trend at a national level, and these days we know that resilience planning is becoming a mandatory part of the formal urban development documents. So we hope that the city of Zaporizhzhia can profit from the concept and use it as the foundation for the comprehensive recovery plan or city development strategy, which are mandatory urban planning document in Ukraine. Also, in February 2026, we had a pleasure to invite the acting city mayor, Ms. Regina and Vice Mayor Andrei Piatnitsky, to the workshop development of resilient neighborhoods, which was held in Vienna and which was organized by Rhineland-Pfalz Technical University as a part of the dialogue event between Ukrainian and German municipalities. For Ukrainian cities, the resilience requires immediate and urgent steps, and we highly value the participation of Mrs. Regina and Mr. Andrei, and are grateful for them for sharing the experience in management, city management and city development during the tough times of the war. Also, we as a
yeah, I'm very sorry. I know how big is the project and how many activities you have there, but if you could a little bit do it faster, because we are a little bit over the time, I would be very
I'm trying to be fast. I'm about to finish. Also, we supported the city of Zaporizhzhia with rehabilitation of training rooms at the Regional Center for Social Services in Zaporizhzhia. These social facilities are used for different activities conducted by the center, for social service providers, activities with children, foster parents, adopted children, and other vulnerable categories. And finally, digital resilience. We supported the city of Zaporizhzhia with the latest version of AGIS software, upgrading the urban planning cadastre. This is a big measure, since the new software can improve the cadastre operations, can accelerate geospatial data processing and land use analysis. And this is very, very essential and I would say solid support, because during the recovery planning and during the special development of the city definitely needed a modern and multifunctional software for the urban planning cadastre. It would help to process the aerial images of orthophoto plans, to create cartographic materials like maps and plans, and to manage the urban planning documentation in general. That's it from my side. If there would be any questions, I would be happy to comment or to give the answers.
Thank you very much for such an interesting information about the work, and we have already seen in other presentations that the project is very active, and a lot of cooperation have already been happening right now, and will happen. And
there are more projects of GSF which are operating in the city, not only SUR project, and most of them are funded by the German Ministry for Economic Development and Cooperation, of course. And we, as an implementing party, we are working within this German transitional development assistance. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I would love to also welcome our next participant. I have already seen that he has shared very detailed information about his work in our chat, but maybe he would love to say a few more words right now. It's Holger Hartmann, who supports the Economic Development Agency of Oberhausen.
Yeah. Hello from Oberhausen. I'm Holger Hartmann. I've written a few things in your chat, and I will send kind regards to Mr. Boyko. And I've seen he's in LinkedIn also, so I've sent you contact Anfrage, and I will thank you for your webinar and for your activities in Zaporizhzhia, and much success in understood the war. So from me, it's a so-called from me. So far from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So we will continue, and we will go to civil society's humanitarian projects in the region. As I have already mentioned, it's a very big part of Ukrainian society, and Ukrainian civil society is one of the most dynamic forces in the reconstruction of Ukraine. And Germany has made straighten this connection a priority, and we also see in statistics from today's how important civil society is. And we will start this part of our session with Alona Chajka from Rebuild, a nonprofit delivering humanitarian aid and long-term support projects for people in Ukraine, especially in frontline regions. And she will share more information about their project.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you very well.
Nice. Okay. Thank you, everyone. This was so far really interesting. Yes, I am Alona Chajka. I was born in Ukraine, but raised in Germany. So like a lot of other people, we started with some random people group to support refugees from Ukraine, also bringing humanitarian aid. And yeah, because of my roots, I had like the benefit of knowing trustworthy organization and people in Ukraine. So the whole thing grew, and we decided to establish an NGO in order to provide more structured and sustainable support. Next slide, please. I'm trying to be fast. Like for the past 3 years, we also cooperated, especially with local NGOs, and it's like a good partnership so far. And you can see our main areas we are working. What's new is like the reconstruction of destroyed infrastructure and education projects. This is really a hard project from our NGO. Yes, you can also see on the slide in which regions and which towns cities we already like worked with together. Next slide, please. This is just an overview of some projects we have since 2022. We are trying to support a lot of people, but also like when, like for example, the little baby who needed help, we are also focusing on single persons who really need help. If you are interested, you can go to our website, and then you can find all the cooperation partners also we have, and it's also provided in German, English, and Ukraine. Next slide, please. Our latest project, it's like in Marhanets, the town Marhanets. It's not far away from Zaporizhzhia. It's like 40 kilometers, and this project was funded also by Engagement Global with the support of the state North Rhine-Westphalia. We are also based, and the background is that I think everybody knows that the Kashkova Dam, when he was destroyed, the people struggled with water, and also the fire department in the town. They it was really hard for them. They didn't have success to water, so it had always be transported like in a dangerous way, and we built a deep well and a new water system, so the fire department now has successful access to water, and like it's benefiting for all the people in the region. Yeah, this is a really important project. Thank you. And our current project is also we want to bring this project to Sumy, Marhanets, and also Zaporizhzhia, because we developed additional local partnerships there, including a church, which is really deeply involved in humanitarian aid and refugee support. Unfortunately, the church was attacked a couple of weeks ago, and we also want to support the reconstruction work because they are really doing important work for the people there. And yeah, we want to bring our project also to Zaporizhzhia. It's a project we call One Device, One Chance. And I think everybody knows that for years, many people in the frontline region have like really problems to get to education because they have to learn from remote, from home, and only using like little smartphones. And so our goal is to provide digital access to education and participation for while giving them proper devices. And you can see like the numbers, we already received a lot of computers, laptops, and tablets, but we also like still searching for other stuff. So if you have ideas, please let me know. And yeah, the goal is to find for every child on our list a good way to access to school, to remote. And in the middle of July, we are going to Ukraine, also to Zaporizhzhia, to the front lines, and we are bringing humanitarian aids and also like these devices. Yeah, so this was a overview of our work. I'm happy to exchange, to get new contacts. Please let me know if you're interested. I'm thankful that you're having me. Thanks.
Thank you.
Lisa, we can't hear you. I think there's a small technical issue with your microphone. Anyway, I'm happy to replace you like for 2 minutes. Our next speaker would be Marek Soos from ADRA. Marek, can you hear me? Would you like to present?
Yes, sure. Yes.
Thanks so much.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for. Yeah, I also share with my presentation view. So I would like also to quickly introduce our work. So first of all, ADRA is or Adventist Development and Relief Agency, is a humanitarian development agency, which is international agency, and we are based in Germany in Weiterstadt, but we are also working with our partner in Ukraine, which is ADRA Ukraine. So we are basically in Ukraine working since 2014, but the history of ADRA Ukraine is coming to 1993. So in this, currently we have one project, which is called like VMTW project. It's a water, mental peace, social transport and militarization for Ukrainians affected by conflict. Yeah, this project is still in full swing. So it is funded by Aktion Deutschland Hilft and ADRA Czech Republic. And the total budget is 700,000. And this project, we are focusing especially on the Dnipropetrovsk region, but also we are working in Zaporizhzhia region and also some other like Kherson, Kharkiv, Donetsk, Chernihiv, Zhytomyr, and Kiev and Lviv. And we have like different activities. It's like WASH, it is especially working with the rehabilitation of the damaged infrastructure, WASH infrastructure, which is damaged directly by war or due to destruction of Kakhovka Dam. We are providing social transport, especially for the remote villages and close to the conflict line zones. Protection, providing MHPSS, legal aid, winterization, and food, especially supporting with food the centers, collective centers for IDPs. Yeah, in Zaporizhzhia, that we are providing social transport. Yeah, that it is since the beginning of the 2022 we are present in this region, and it is around 20 trips with one bus, and we are providing from 360 to 520 people from those remote, close to contact line villages to transport to they can reach Zaporizhzhia and also to the businesses what they need. And other activities what we are providing in Zaporizhzhia is MHPSs and legal aid. Yeah, we are working with the general population, but last years we are also focusing to work with the war veterans and also victims of the mines. And also providing also the legal support for legal advisory for them. For ADRA, because as I was mentioning, ADRA, we are working with ADRA Ukraine, is our partner. So also with the support of different other actors, ADRA is also working on with the MPCA, especially for the vulnerable people. It is multi-purpose cash assistance. Then is also winterization. Winterization has two lines. One line is to provide material and cash for rehabilitation of the damaged households. And winterization is fuel distribution, and this is especially for collective centers or transit centers. Then also we have like NFI distribution. It is hygienic kits and winterization, also helping individuals to overcome the harsh condition during the winter, and also when they are replaced, when they are also relocated or coming to in the IDP centers, also providing of the hygienic kits. Then also ADRA Ukraine also working with the World Food Program, and also for the some zones are close to the contact line. They are also providing the food support. And then, as I mentioned, social transport evacuation. Yeah, that besides also Zaporizhzhia, we are also in different other location and also providing support with the people to reach their centers on certain location for their activities. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and then also there's like yeah, just for the shortage of the time, yeah, that's also some projects which ADRA Ukraine implemented. Some of them are through ADRA Germany full support, or some of them are also through the support of the other partner from ADRA network. So that's all from my side. So thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much for sharing this information, and I'm sorry for my technical issues previously, and thank you, Marius, for moderating ADRA. And we would love to continue also with mental health support initiative, and I would love to welcome Olha Stavytska from NGO for Development. The organization focuses also on mental health support, veteran support, and yes, leadership. And we are very happy to get to know more about your projects.
Hello, everybody. I'm very happy to represent Shyroke community and non-government organization for development. Our organization was founded in 2021, and especially I like GIZ very much because GIZ project was one of the first projects supported by donors for our organization. The main cause of our organization included community development, especially mental health support, veteran support, leadership, and career guidance of youth. Our first project was prevention of emotional burnout, psychological and social adaptation and physical rehabilitation for providers and recipients of social and medical services in the Shyroke community. Thanks for your support, because we were able to equip a psychological office, a training room, and a meeting room. We also held a 3-day retreat together with representatives of the medical and social sectors. It was maybe 30 representatives together, social and medical sectors. Also, we trained psychologists, our community, to work in cooperation with social and medical services. Another valuable experience for us was a study visit to another city. We will launch how a shelter for survivors of violence works. We inspired by this experience, and after we came back to our community, we created our own shelter in our community. No, we really sincerely thanks GIZ for the support, trust, and opportunity to grow and create positive change for the people. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much for your input and for the information. I would love to welcome our next speaker. I'm not sure if he is among us or maybe another representative of Apotheker ohne Grenze. And I would love to welcome Christian Splatt to share more about the organization and about medicine part. I guess he's not there. So we will go to the next speaker, Tim Bose from Kurbe Vostrov. He's based in Kiev and working in Ukrainian platform for conflict management and municipalities. Okay, I guess he is unfortunately also not there. Then we will go to the next speaker, to Veronika Boyko from Open Data Association, an NGO leveraging Ukrainian and international open data to fight corruption and fraud. Very important topic also in reconstruction of Ukraine.
Can you actually share the presentation? Yeah, thank you. So I'm happy to have you all here and thank you for invitation. As you say already, we represent Open Data Association. Can you go to the next slide, please? Yeah, our main mission is to promote access to open data, to support transparency and democracy, and of course, anti-corruption initiatives. We were founded in 2021, and during this time we have already 11 successful projects, train about 5,000 participants of our trainings, and a lot of media in Ukraine trust us and use our special modules and methodologies to make verification and check. How do we do this? You can see that we do this in 3 just clear steps. First of all, we cooperate with local governments, state bodies to get access to the open data. We, together with the partners, create and develop special analytical modules and tools to make verification and check for companies and entrepreneurs. The third, we conduct a series of trainings and educational programs. Among our participants are journalists, civil society, anti-corruption initiatives, and law enforcement agencies. Next slide. Next slide. One more. So we did already 4 successful projects, which we are proud about. One of them was done with GIZ. Thank you so much, big heart. This is a model of public control over reconstruction of Ukraine. Actually, this is a risk analytical factors with possibility for you to check on a tender the participants and see if they have some connection between, if they are have some risky activities in the past, and etc. Everything implemented to the tool, and each of you have already access to go there and to make this check on a tender. The second one, which is quite necessary for the European standards, is to have ESG data and compliance. And for this, we also create a methodology which allow our businesses in Ukraine be compliant to the sustainability procedures by the European standards. The third one is about sanction analysis. This allows you to see if there is a Russian or Belarusian trace regarding businesses you are working with. We create as well here a methodology to provide expanded access to open data to see if there is some risky trace to the sanctioned people and companies. And the case what we are working now on this project, it's AI assistant for investigations. This help to automatize the access to the data, making this check procedures faster. The next slide, please. So with who we are already collaborating. As I say, among our donors and partners was GIZ, NET, World Bank, ISAR Unity and Renaissance Foundation. Then among our state institutions, we are proud to collaborate with Ministry of Digital Transformation, with a State Static Service of Ukraine, with Ministry of Economy, and etc. About the civil society, we're very proud to have Ucontrol on our side as a strategic partner. We are a part of a RISE Ukraine coalition who help to promote the necessity of reconstruction in Ukraine. We are a part of a media network window for, here is a mistake, recovery window, which is actually the Society of Journalists Investigators who are helping journalists to monitor the reconstruction of Ukraine and etc. So we also have here banks, National Association of Banks, and Sustainable Development Experts, and etc. Next, please. So how we do this? There is three clear steps what we do, usually how we support reconstruction strategy. This is trainings we conduct in a procurement monitoring. So this gives you a chance as a public sector, as well to the media and to the control, to the, let's say, to the government institutions and the local governments make a check on a procurement monitoring to make transparency in the reconstruction. The next one. As well, we are making helping to sustainable recovery. This means that we implement ESG modules and procedures to allow you to see how comparable to European standards are the businesses who are now operating in Ukraine. The next one. And the third, but not the last, of course, we are expanding activities of different, okay, shortly here, we actually collaborate with local governments to give them trainings on how to find good business practices, how to find and supply the goods or services on tenders, how to do it transparent, how to make verification and check. And the last, pre-last slide, yeah, who are our audience? So I see that here today are a lot of NGOs, and NGOs is one of our audiences. As I say, you can also become a part of our society. You can get access to such models to make this verification and check, because I know that for you it's quite necessary to know on both sides, for Germany to make a transparent business with Ukraine regarding reconstruction, and on the side of Ukraine, know for sure who are the donor, who are people who are giving money, and etc. So this we provide, and this we help you with this procedures, with this monitoring and verification. So we are working with the media, journalists, state bodies and government, law agencies, training them to make such verifications, non-government organizations, businesses, and banks. Okay, and now the last one. 5 reasons that you can collaborate with us. It's already our strong support from European Union, different donor organizations, 11 successful projects, unique AI assistant, which we are trying to do now. 5,000 trained individuals, so we have a quite high expertise in this, and the big support in the media. The last slide. There is one last, yeah. So I will be very happy if some of you might be following us. The web page is on Ukrainian, unfortunately, but some of you who are from Ukraine can follow us, can also join our society, and we're ready for collaboration because we believe that open data create the trust and order, like reconstruction with transparency. So yeah, we'll be happy to collaborate.
Thank you very much for sharing such valuable information.